Welcome to Fight News Now Extra. I'm John Pollock with John Ramdeen and Robin Black stopping by in a few minutes. Today we're going to chat about Betch Correia moving camps after her loss to Ronda Rousey. The coaches for the next season of The Ultimate Fighter go at it during a sit-down interview, and a veteran of the sport has announced his retirement. Canadian mixed martial arts fighter Sam Stout officially called it a career on Wednesday, retiring after a 15-year professional fight career with 20 fights contested inside of the UFC. Stout emerged on the scene as a protege of the late Shawn Tompkins, coming up through London, Ontario, and migrating to the TKO organization and winning the promotion's lightweight title. Stout would debut for the UFC in March of 2006, defeating Spencer Fisher in what would turn into a trilogy over the next 6 years. On 6 occasions, Stout would be awarded Fight of the Night honors and retires after 3 consecutive losses, most recently being stopped by Frankie Perez last month in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Conor McGregor and Urijah Faber appeared on Fox Sports 1 to promote the upcoming season of The Ultimate Fighter, which kicks off next week. McGregor was very dismissive of a rematch with Chad Mendes and also insulting TJ Dillashaw and the business that Dillashaw's fights produce, stating that they are not at McGregor's level.
He is a twerp. I'd smoke him. You shouldn't be letting him in your because he's a snake in the grass. And I told you that to your face. You brought him into the TUF thinking he was there to help you, and he was there to help him. He's a snake in the grass in your. You need to figure that out and stop being a. Then maybe go and take him out.
Want either.
Go and take him out and build some numbers and entice me. Because right now I'm giggling at his little ass numbers. What can he bring? He bring none. He barely makes 6 figures a fight, and rightfully so. He barely makes that because he barely brings 6 figures a fight.
Would you take a fight against
I'd fight anyone. I'd fight you, him, and him all at the same time.
He doesn't
the numbers are right.
Don't want that fight.
I want that fight. Are you serious? I'm going up against supposedly the pound for pound #1, and he's groveling at my feet, begging for mercy. So as far as I don't want a fight, come on. Jose's quaking in his boots, and he's supposedly top of the pound for pound list. I have my eyes on Jose killing the featherweight division and going up and destroying that lightweight division as well. Little TJ and his little ass numbers.
You'd be smart to get out of there before Chad gets his rematch, or TJ can get a fight, or myself.
You should have not brought him in, and that was your moment to kind of build it up, and you let him come in. It was like he took over. You came in, you brought him from high school, you brought him up to the game, he ran. He's not your boy. Come on, they not boys in this. He's not your boy.
Like
Come on,
TJ.
he's not. I don't mind him. I mean, I just don't. I sense disloyalty. I sense a snake. And I'm gonna say that when I see it. So it's not that I don't like TJ. He's all right. He's harmless as well. Little short ass, you know what I mean? But I just think he needs to man up. But as far as not wanting to fight him, come on, the numbers, his little ass numbers compared to where I'm at. They're all down here floating, fighting amongst each other.
And UFC women's bantamweight Betch Correia is going to be changing her scenery for her next fight camp, as she has announced that she will be heading to San Jose in order to train at AKA. Correia is coming off her first professional loss at the hands of women's champion Ronda Rousey last month at UFC 190, where Correia was stopped in the opening round of their fight in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This coming Saturday night, tune in at 7 p.m. Eastern Time as we have a 1-hour pre-fight show ahead of UFC 191 with Robin Black, John Ramdeen, and myself getting you set for all the fights coming your way from Las Vegas, Nevada, headlined by Demetrius Johnson and John Dodson in a rematch for the Flyweight Championship. And we're here with John Ramdeen and Robin Black. Second consecutive day where we have a retirement to discuss. Sam Stout, not one that comes out of left field by any stretch, but Sam Stout is one of those fighters that, especially as you look at the growth of mixed martial arts in Canada, it went hand in hand with the likes of Sam Stout, with Mark Hominick, under Shawn Tompkins, and certainly for Canadians, Sam Stout, a real important figure, I feel, over the past decade.
Yeah, certainly a pioneer of mixed martial arts, and Sam Stout will be the first one to say, you know, I just can't compete in today's landscape. The guy's only 31, and he is an insane athlete, and if he says that he can't compete, that should be a message to a lot of fighters, kind of the old school guys that, you know, whether they're pioneers in Canada or in North America, or wherever they're from. The fact is that you have to be on your A game. You saw Frank Mir in the Embedded show working with high school students to try to be a better athlete, because slowly this sport is becoming all about elite athleticism.
Yeah, I'm happy that Sam got a lot of knockout of the night or fight of the nights, a lot of the night bonuses. That's good because, you know, when you start fighting as a teenager, by the time you're 31, you are old as a professional athlete. Randy Couture hadn't even started fighting yet at this point.
33, I think.
Yeah, you only have so many years of fighting in you, and it's a shame, and I hope Sam's going to be healthy and strong, and I hope he figures out a good reason to keep his abs, because he's proud of those. The guy is absolute pioneer in fighting in this country, and a real favorite, and we're short of stars up here, with Jordan retiring the other day, probably because he just didn't make enough money. He never said that, and Sam retiring now because his health has been pushed to the limit. You know, up here where we are, we need some new ones, but thank you, Sam, for all the great fights. Thanks for inspiring all of us, man.
Yeah, and Sam Stout is certainly somebody that you can look back at just his catalog of fights. I mean, very few guys that will be able to say at the end of their career fighting 20 times inside of the UFC over the past close to 10 years, debuting all the way back March of 2006 with the first Spencer Fisher fight, all the way back at that point. So you can certainly go back and watch a lot of those classic fights involving Sam Stout, and somebody that I applaud for being able to look at himself and say, listen, this has been my life since 2003, but I want to look ahead at the next 30 years of my life. And that is, you know, Robin, you can speak to it. That is way easier said than done, to be able to make that decision, that something that is your livelihood, being able to say it's not anymore.
Yeah, and for him, it's his livelihood. He's got a daughter, he's got a future. You know, he's made some money, that's good. It's also your passion. It's also that thing that drives you. It's money, but it's your purpose. You eat certain things, you sleep at certain times, you say no to certain things and force yourself to say yes to other things to be able to go fight. And this is, all of these retirements are lessons too. We love the sport. We love the martial arts. We love the chance to see the greatest martial artist fight. But Sam had the hardest, rock-solid chin of them all. He did. You couldn't hurt him. You could not hurt Sam Stout. And if Sam Stout could go through these types of battles and be a bonus hunter and an action fighter and still end up at a point, I think Sam's going to be fine. I think Sam still hasn't been knocked out, as crazy as that is. But if a guy like that can get to the point where he's going, I don't know, man, this is a little hard on my body, then anybody can. Being an action fighter, being a bonus hunter, that's a scary thing. We have to remember that as fans. We have to remember to celebrate what these guys are doing.
Okay, quickly, let us discuss Conor McGregor and Urijah Faber.
Amazing.
I mean, this is Conor McGregor, certainly like a once-in-a-lifetime attraction in that sense. Just an ability to put a spotlight on anything that he touches. Will Ultimate Fighter fall into that realm? Is this enough of a push that this show needs? Because I feel every time a new season comes around with new bells and whistles, everyone discusses, is this going to reinvigorate the series? And ultimately, we always go back to the beginning, and it's a series that hasn't gone beyond its expiration
Well,
date.
I think most people, if they've shied away from the Ultimate Fighter series, this will be enough to at least intrigue them. Conor McGregor, I think, will drive people to, for at least 1 or 2 episodes. And when we get there, will he hook us? Chances are yes, because he's such a polarizing figure. And not only that, he's an incredible martial artist with some serious philosophies. And you heard what he was saying about TJ Dillashaw, calling this guy a snake in the grass. Is he wrong? You listen to the things that Urijah Faber said about Dwayne Ludwig, and the fact that Urijah Faber has kind of brought TJ Dillashaw along, and he's going down that Dwayne Ludwig path. There could be some merit to it, but I think at the end of the day, Conor McGregor knows that he's the biggest star, and he knows that a lot of people are going to try to attach themselves to one of the biggest stars in mixed martial arts.
You put a camera in front of anybody, and the average person can give you television. You know, how's your team going to do? Oh, this year, the Toronto, Blue Jays, they're going to go all the way. No iron team and all this. Everybody can do TV. Doing TV is not a skill. But every now and again, there's these guys that come along where whatever they do, you just have to watch them. It's a rare thing in the human race. Now, some of those guys can kind of fight. Chael Sonnen was a very, very good fighter, and he could do that. But this guy's a genius of a fighter. He's a brilliant martial artist, and he's an incredibly unique human being that for whatever reason, whether you love it or hate it or both, you have to watch him. That's super rare.
There you go.
Very
So Ultimate Fighter kicks off next week with Urijah Faber, Conor McGregor, and 32 lightweights. We've got more Fight News Now Extra. Stay tuned.